say this, though, on the other extreme. As a committed pro-life advocate, I also don't want to demonize or alienate those that don't agree with us for this reason. Well, for two reasons. One, we are called by Scripture, we are told to treat and love others the way we want to be treated and loved, even those we disagree with. Right. But I also view those that aren't pro-life as not pro-life yet. Yes. There you go. It should be our job and our mission to create a culture of life to persuade all to come to our side. You've seen the polls. You know people are moving our way. You know, I was at a crisis pregnancy center a couple of weeks ago and talking and looking at their new sonogram technology. I think that has a lot to do with it. I'll be honest with you. Look, we've got 3 beautiful children. I'll have a confession as a father. Every single time we went in to get a sonogram done, you know what happens. The nurse, the technician says, "What a beautiful baby. He looks just like you." Did you see that elbow? Did you see he's waving at you? I'm one of those guys, I go to the mall, I can never see anything in the posters. You know those 3D posters you're supposed to cross your... I never once saw anything in one of my children's sonograms. But you know, at some point you feel guilty, you feel like a jerk. You're sitting there for 5 or 6 minutes, they're rubbing that jelly, they're doing this, and at some point you just gotta pretend, you're like, I see it. And then they leave, and I confess to my wife, and she confesses to me, she goes, I didn't see anything either. But you feel like you're a bad parent if you didn't see something. My brother's got a 2-year-old child, now they got these 3D sonograms. Now they'll sell you a picture for like $9.99, your baby's first portrait. They're that clear. I think the technology is one of the reasons people are moving in our direction. The other reason, I think that there are men and women here that have fought tirelessly to change the culture. I remember when I was applying to medical school. I remember this is how much the culture has shifted and changed. I remember going to a medical school interview. And look, my dad was very specific. When I went to college, you have to understand, my dad is 1 to 9. The only one that got past the 5th grade in his family. So when I was going to college, my dad told me, son, you can study whatever you want in college. I know my dad, he's a very practical man, so I decided to have some fun. I said, oh, great. I could study French literature, I could study philosophy. He said, no, you can be any kind of doctor you want to do.